This is the Bear Country Outdoors Barely a Podcast. I'm your host, Doug Joyce, and with me is James Forsland and Chris Cantrell. Thanks for joining.
All right, we're podcasting, and let's do a little recap from last week. We had our first podcast of the season, and we talked a little bit about calibers for hunting.
We did.
It was a question that was asked by some of our viewers, and we hope that helped some of you guys out.
I think it did. I had a couple messages, people saying that they really enjoyed that one because it was good information. You know, if you're a new hunter and you don't really, I mean, it can be overwhelming going into
There's
a gun
so much
store
out there.
Yeah,
now.
And there's so much. You know, you ask anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like anyone who's hunted for any amount of time, everyone has an opinion of what they think is the best deer caliber, and it's always the caliber that they have, right,
Yep.
or they use.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, to get a collective, honest opinion of, you know, it could be helpful for someone, especially someone who hasn't really hunted that much, who doesn't know. So we're going to work on trying to do more of that this coming season as we go into it and try to give people little tidbits of information that, you know, can be helpful for them. So
Yeah, it's good conversation starters. We need stuff to talk about. Sometimes we're just like, we shoot from the hip most of the time. So
yeah, I mean, if you listen to our podcast and you think that we have like set a schedule or regimen of topics that we discuss,
We do.
we totally do.
we totally do. Totally.
We have a whiteboard, and we actually have a guy
Yeah.
working behind the scenes. You guys can't see him. He's very
Yeah, we have someone running the camera.
You back there, Brennan?
yeah.
We're gonna call him Brennan.
Brennan.
But
A Brennan.
so this week we've had a little bit of weird stuff happen in our state. I don't know if any of you guys saw like the viral video. This would be a good topic of the lady,
the Karen.
the crazy Karen lady and the
Yeah.
duck hunters, right? What did she say? She sounded like a chicken, like,
Yeah, she was saying, fuck off.
oh yeah, fuck off, fuck off.
Dude,
And-
she was out of her mind.
Dude. And the funny
she
thing
was so
is,
mad that she couldn't even speak like
a normal
gibberish
human. Yeah,
coming out of her mouth.
I have personally seen that. Like, I've had that happen to me twice in my hunting career. Both times happened to be in Warm Beach.
Yeah,
in Stanwood.
we had that same thing
and
happen.
Doug did too.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
we got swarmed.
So
it wasn't just one person;
when
it was like a dozen people.
when Doug was younger, him and his dad went up and went down and lit up a bunch of Canadian geese on an early goose hunt.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing was there was a whole shitload of bird watchers taking pictures of them.
Really?
We just
Waylaid them.
Waylaid them.
I don't even know how many did you guys kill, like 10 birds or
We
something.
killed our limit.
Yeah, it was like, or whatever it was. It was like either 4 a person or 5
I think it was
a person.
4 a person, so we got our
Legally
limit, yeah.
speaking.
Yeah. And maybe it was 1 shy of the limit because remember the crazy guy.
One got away. One swam away, and the guy swam out there and got it. And the next thing you know, we see him walking up the road
so
with
he
it.
went-
He's like,
He went out there and he got the goose alive and then took it back and was like, pretty goose. And like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna nurture it back to health or something. And didn't like the game department come out and take it from him or something?
I don't know.
I'd say it's
probably.
super illegal, dude. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
exactly.
Can't take wildlife.
I can't remember you'd have to ask your dad the details of it, but I want to say, like, didn't the guy like try to call the game department and then the game department came out and like harassed him for
Probably.
for
'Cause
like
it was
being a
illegal.
dummy.
what he
taking
did.
wildlife without a license or something? Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. I had
The best was like they wanted to try and pin some shit on us, and then my dad was like, "Well, if anyone's gonna get pinned with anything, it's gonna be you for trespassing. So if you want to get a trespassing ticket,
Right.
you better stay here until the cops come."
and for some reason it's always birds. It seems like the craziest stuff happens
Yeah.
with birds.
Yeah.
So I had, when I was younger, you know, I grew up in Warm Beach and we had property on the water. And I'd go down there and shoot ducks all the time. Like every day after school, I'd be like, you know, riding the bus home and I'd be like looking and be like, oh, I could see ducks on the beach. I'm like, oh yeah. And then like get home, run inside, grab my shotgun, you know, and just creep
Right.
down there and just jump shoot.
Yeah, jump shoot.
And I'd also like go out there and set up decoys and stuff. And I remember one time in particular, I was out there and I set up my decoys, and these people are people would walk down the beach, which is whatever, you know. Even though technically it's private property. Like we didn't care if people just like walked through.
Yeah, everyone kind of did it.
You know, but these one people that we called them the bird lovers because they were bird lovers and they lived like a couple houses down. Yeah, they come out and they're walking down the beach and I have my decoys out there and I'm like calling and they're just like start like trying to like scare off, like same kind of thing, like throwing rocks at the decoys. And I'm like, hey, get out of here! I'm trying to duck hunt, and they're just like, you can't duck hunt here. This is illegal, and just like start yelling. They wouldn't leave, and what's crazy to me is like I'm sitting there with a shotgun in my hand.
Dude, people are
like
crazy.
People are really dumb,
dude.
And I'm a young man.
Right.
You know, I'm like probably 16 or 17 at the time. And my dad comes down and he starts just laying into these people, and they get in this verbal argument back and forth. And my dad never got fired up ever. But to see him, he wanted to knock this guy's freaking lights out, dude. I mean, it was pretty bad. And that had happened a couple other times. And after that experience, they never came back out again. And I made it a point every time I saw ducks down there, dude, I'd go down there and light them up right in front of their house. So, you know, it's something that happens. I've had it happen once with a dead bear in the back of my rig. Same at my dad's house. I had stopped in to show him, and this same lady who was married to the guy that went out and took your guys' geese. These are the crazy people.
Mm-hmm.
She just started going off, and then I gave her a pretty good earful too. But there's these people out there, and they're not right. There's like something missing up there.
You just need to mind your own business.
Yeah, mind your own business. You want to grow vegetables and do weird shit, and you know, like
have at it.
Go do whatever you do. Paint abstract art, and I don't know what else do they do, Doug. Play with Cabbage Patch dolls.
I feel like it's overwhelmingly, and this is, if we have any female listeners, please feel to correct me if I'm wrong. It's when people freak out like that, it's overwhelmingly a woman. Usually an older woman, or I guess not even that. Like, you know, there's a lot of young crazy women now too, but
yeah,
like the classic old white lady.
Yeah,
always losing her
shit.
It
is. It's so that's the lady that I had two different confrontations with.
Old white ladies.
She looked almost
Karens.
to a
That's why
T
they're all
like
called
the
Karens
same as that
now.
lady.
Yeah.
They have a look about them. You can see it in their eyes. It's like there's almost like a blankness there, you know, like
they've beaten their husbands.
Oh, 100%. They're the husband beaters for sure.
30, 40 years, and they think they can get away with anything now.
They probably. I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say something completely
Old Wilford's
inappropriate.
just sitting in the corner cowering, you know, at home, doing the dishes. Poor fella. Yeah.
That video is actually like perfect.
Oh, dude.
It is.
For
Yeah.
like just a
my favorite was when he's like, these birds identified as dead anyways.
Yeah, dude, the guy was super funny.
I was like, now that
Well,
that was a good one,
the
dude.
best argument in the whole thing was like when she said something about public land, and they're like, "Well, no shit."
Yeah.
It's exactly proving our point.
Yeah.
You
can't be on public land.
You can't shoot those ducks, you fuck-offs.
Yeah, when she called them fuck offs, I'm like, what?
Oh, dude, it's so good.
The lady's she's not firing on all cylinders.
No. It happens more than you think, and if for some reason, I think Washington's like we're like the hot plate for that, dude. It seems like every year there's some big anti-hunting
crazy
liberal thing that happens. Yeah. I mean, they had to put signs up at some of the public duck hunting areas.
Really?
Yeah, about like hunter harassment and stuff.
I could imagine.
I mean, I've been out on the, down the road from my place. There's those couple little public land hunting areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've been out there, and we've had people walk up to our blinds, like while we're duck hunting, that are out there just like taking pictures or doing weird stuff, and they're trying to keep the ducks from flying into us. And I just usually just shoot, every bird that flies over at that point, even if it's too high.
Yeah. Well, if you're not going to let me shoot ducks, I ain't going to let you take pictures.
Yeah, right.
Take the old long tom with the double BBs. I'm sending it, dude.
Yeah, and I'm not, I'm not one to shoot buffalo
Maybe
heads.
slip a buckshot in there every once in a while. I don't condone that. But
I'm usually not one to shoot like the diving ducks and stuff, but in those moments, like when I have an audience.
You know what the saying, it flies, it dies?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think we shot a few buffalo heads that day. that's how you know it's a slow duck day.
Yeah.
Come back with like a buff flag or two.
You're so happy about it.
Yay! Actually, dude, one of the coolest bird mounts I have is a bufflehead drake mounted because they have like that metallic rainbow color head. They're actually pretty cool.
You must have hit it with one BB because most of the time you shoot those ducks and they get hammered.
Oh,
I like to do a little ground and pound myself. A lot of guys frown on the ground and pound.
Dude.
I do not have a problem with ground and pound.
Hell no.
I was watching one of Randy Newberg's latest episodes when he's up in Alaska, and they were shooting a bunch of ptarmigan. And I think the guide said something like, "Hey, do you want me to get him up?" He said, No, don't get them up. Ground and pound. That's the best way to do it. You don't get BBs in their breasts.
Dude.
I'm like, good old Randy.
Why would you want him to? That's just like playing a game.
I know. It's like,
you want him to get up.
50-50. Yeah.
I salute the shit at him, dude.
It's not a game to me. I want the meat.
Right?
Take my chances. Shoot him on the ground.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm crawling up to the end of that ditch, and I'm lining that whole ditch up for like 75 yards. Gadoosh.
Dude, my favorite is when they're kind of alert and their heads are up, and then you try to like line up a couple, two or three in one shot, and there's.
I love it seeing the
or
pellets
you
hit the
completely
water.
miss. You ground and pound, and you just come up with nothing. I've had that happen to me many a times too. And you're just like looking at your gun, wanting to throw it in the water because you're just like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah. There was a lot of shots. So we just went on a duck hunt last weekend, and there was a lot of rounds shot off, and we killed a lot of birds, but we should have killed a lot more. I was a
For
little
how
bit
many
rusted.
shells you shot?
Oh, dude, it was pretty fun.
A little bit of practice.
Yeah, and I will say, the hardest duck that I've ever experienced hunting to shoot out of the air is a teal.
Oh, dude, they go 6,000 miles an hour.
They're so fast and
they're
so
tiny.
small.
They're smaller than a beer can.
And they come in like a jet.
Dude,
like they're always flying low.
Yeah.
And they're just like shoo, 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 and you're just like, what happened? And a lot of times you just stand up and shoot, and you're just like, I don't even know if I was aiming at it.
Dude.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, they'll fly right by you and go, "What was that?"
All the time, dude. That dozens of times that happened. They just like fly over, and just like, well, there they go.
Dude, I had we were hunting potholes. I was with my dad. I think it was
old potholes.
I think it was right after a football game when I was a senior in high school. And we drive over there and we're hunting. I remember we're sitting in the blind, and I want to say he just bought a brand new I think it was like a Benelli Black Eagle or something like that. But right when they came out with 3.5, he's like, I'm shooting a 3.5. I remember we're sitting in the blind, and he's sitting next to me, and dude, this frickin' teal come just rocketing in, dude. I mean, just like a million miles an hour. You're waiting for the guy to take him or whatever, right? And he's sitting there, and I'm like, and he's like literally, we drove all night, got there, slept for like an hour. So he's sleeping, right, with his 3.5 sitting with him. He's 3.5-inch shell. I don't even know. He's probably shooting fucking, tees, dude. And this fucking teal come up, and how potholes, it's like the little banks you're sitting on and the little water sitting in front of you. And so we're sitting on there, and he wakes up, and these teal hit that bank and rise up. And I'm not shitting you. That teal was from here to the camera. And my dad wakes up, hey, boom, and shoots and decapitates. Like, I'm talking perfect, right above the breastbone. Took its head completely off, and this thing's going 6,000 miles an hour, and hits the blind that we're sitting in between me and him. Dude, zero head left. And I was just like, Jesus, Dad.
Wow.
And he's like, good shot, huh? And I'm like, you were aiming? He wakes up from a dead
That's
sleep
usually what happens.
and decapitates this thing, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bird hunting is it's definitely super fun.
Lots of shooting, right?
Lots of shooting.
Lots of
dude.
shooting.
It's fun when it's a busy, like when there's a lot going on during the day, and it's just
it
like
can be super boring if you have that early flight and then you sit there all day, hoping to get a flock to come in.
The first 30 minutes was freaking lights out, dude. Like just boom, 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 and then it slowed down a bit, but there was still like a good trickle of, little groups and loners and stuff that would come in, and so it was a good long. Like we stayed till noon. It was a good long shoot.
That's pretty good considering how it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Speaking of shooting, I was thinking about getting me a silencer for my shotgun.
A silencer for your shotgun, huh?
There's a couple companies now. Kovics doesn't make one yet, Kovics, but there's a couple
Wink,
companies
wink.
that make these gigantic cans for your shotgun.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or you could just put a 8-foot-long choke tube on your gun like Tom Knapp did. I
Jeez.
shit you not, he did that. And it would goes poof when he shot it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
So if you know who Tom Knapp is, he's dead now, but you look him up. He is like
The
one
trick
of
shot
He's
guy,
one of the
right?
best shotgun shooters that ever lived.
Dude, he's great. The guy's
Unbelievable.
hilarious.
Yeah, and hilarious.
He would throw up the birds, right? Or they'd throw up the birds and he'd be like, shoot them all before they'd hit the ground.
I think he would throw like 7 or 8 clays up with his bare hand, and he'd shoot them all before they hit the ground.
That's insane.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, yeah.
And then he could do the trick where he could like shoot a shotgun shell and then
Yeah.
throw it out of his gun and then shoot it.
Yeah.
He could do that too.
Dude, what?
So
Yeah.
he'd shoot a shotgun, he could like eject the shell.
Yeah.
So he'd do it with a pump, and then he'd eject the shell
And then
and
shoot.
throw it out, and he'd shoot the shell, and then he'd just keep going.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then he would do like some stuff as like a joke for like, because his whole thing was like serious.
Yeah.
So then he's like, oh, well, if you have those pesky neighbors and you want to try and keep it down, he pulls out this 8-foot-long choke tube that he screwed into his shotgun. And he fucking throws up the shell and he shoots it and it goes poof. It was so quiet. I'm like, what the hell? That's
Did
crazy.
it work? Did it work?
Yeah.
Huh. That's crazy.
It's a tight pattern.
Yeah, super
So
tight
silencers for shotguns.
Silencers for shotguns.
How long are they?
I think they're like this.
yeah,
and
they're
like
like
a foot.
Yeah, foot 15 inches. I mean, they're big, huge
Yeah.
cans. But I saw Ron shoot one at Benchmark. He had one, and he's got a similar shotgun that I have. And I was like, and he shot it, and I was like, I think I need one of these. That's pretty good.
And what are you going to use it on?
Dude,
you don't ever shoot shotguns.
What am I not going to use it on? Is a better question.
I just want to have
I
it.
just want to have it.
Yeah, dude.
Gotta have it.
Just
Then
go,
you got to go duck hunting with us next
just go
time.
shoot stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't murdered some ducks in a while. What the hell?
It was pretty fun, dude.
Yeah.
We filmed it, so there will be a duck hunting film coming out at some point here. Doug's got to edit it after he edits all the other films that we're working on right now.
We got 13 more films in the hopper.
Yep.
But he did just put out our Argentina film.
Yep.
I was super jazzed about that. He did a very good job. We have 2 deer hunting films being worked on right now. And then
we got some gun build stuff, and
Some
we
gun
got
build stuff.
spring bear hunt from last year that we're going to be working on.
Yep.
so bear with us, folks.
Hawaii that Doug's going to put together at some point.
Yeah, it's all coming together.
And then a duck hunting film and it's a bunch of Africa stuff.
A bunch of Africa stuff.
Yeah, so stay tuned because
we got-
eventually we're going to get all this stuff
We're
out.
going to start pumping it out. We got to. I know we need to do better. If anyone knows a super cheap, good editor, let us know.
Yeah, we could use an
We could
editor.
use a video editor. Yeah.
So, to stick with the theme from last week when we did some viewer
questions.
Yeah.
we'll call it viewer participation.
Okay. I like that.
I wanted to bring up this one because I thought this one was really good. There's a bunch of good ones, but hitting old spots versus exploring new country thoughts. That's a good topic because, all of us have our little honey holes and our go-to areas and the good old spots and, spots that we grew up hunting. And then a lot of us, or all of us, have had to explore new country and try new stuff out.
Mostly for the sheer fact that stuff happens, development, stuff gets sold, stuff gets cut off land or whatever. But our old spots are these other people's or new hunters or old hunters or whatever, their new spots. So you go to your old spot and you're like, the fuck did all these people come from?
Yeah, that happens a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Me and Doug grew up hunting whitetails when we were younger, and we had a lot of spots, not just in a general area, but we had a lot of spots that we knew, like, the back of our hands, basically, that we had hunted over and over and over and over.
Because there's always deer there.
Yeah. And we would, we figured out if you hunt a spot long enough, like I feel like it takes a long time to really figure an area out. Like the spot where we just drew tags for Idaho that we're going to go to. This will be my third or fourth time going there. And I just now feel like I'm getting a good pulse on what is going on in there. And, we had 30 years of knowledge, from, our uncles and dads and stuff and ourselves growing up hunting there of knowledge from this said area. And we did great there for years and years and years and years. And at a certain point though, like I like to say that nothing good stays the same forever.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Stuff changes, and your old spots that produced over and over and over that like the back of your hand that you get comfortable with, and you feel like you get pulled to want to go there because you know it so well and it's so familiar.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were like the whole camp would tag out like almost every year.
Yeah, almost
every year. Minus like maybe one or two people.
And then over time, predators took control, and then it just, one thing led to another. The cats got out of control, then the wolves moved in, and then it got, we got locked out of a lot of the areas because of timber company land, and now
it's pay to play.
Now it's pay to play in a lot of it because it's a lot of the timber company lands are doing leases now. So
especially that piece.
Yeah.
That whole piece is completely a pay to play now.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Which doesn't really bother me that much because it's a wasteland now.
It doesn't bother me any either.
Yeah.
But the point of the story here is you do get forced to go learn new areas.
Yeah. You have to adapt.
So, if you're trying to tag out, you have to do something different. If you just keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, that's, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
If you go out and you don't see a deer, and you go out again and you don't see a deer, it's probably time to go start exploring and looking for a new spot.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I look for a new spot, I try to see what I think will be a good area, and I usually start with like Onyx, anymore nowadays.
I'm a big Onyx guy.
Yeah, we're really keying in on the terrain more.
Yeah, the terrain and
as a kid, we didn't really think about it that much.
You start to realize what areas or what habitats will hold certain species of deer and, or bear or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can kind of pick that out a little bit on Onyx. Yeah. And then you go and explore it and you go, oh shit, this looks completely different than what I saw in Onyx. Or you go, man, this is freaking banger. This will be good. So some of the best areas that I've found have been through Onyx. Like I'll find it and then I'll go and check it out and, it'll be really good. But there's been lots of places that I found on Onyx, and then you go there and you go like, this shit doesn't look.
It doesn't look anything like
anything like what I thought it was going to be.
Another one of Jim's shitholes that we're going into.
A lot of the biggest thing is like clear cuts. Like you go, oh, there's a clear cut here, and then you hike in there and you're like, shit, this thing's like 10 feet tall. There's you can't hunt it.
That's the problem.
Because some of those images are outdated.
Some of those those pictures are from the year before.
Yeah, dude, nothing worse than like.
And you can't tell, the Christmas trees might look tiny, and then you get in there and they're all, anything that's over 8 feet tall ain't gonna do you worth a shit.
No. Yeah, there's deer in there, but
there's deer. The deer are in there, but you're gonna have to go get them.
I've had
and we've done it.
I've had to do a lot of adapting and learning new areas through doing this whole out of state thing. When we were younger, we just hunt Washington.
Yeah, because there's abundance of deer everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we were poor. And we couldn't afford to buy out-of-state tags, and our parents never took us out-of-state either.
Yeah.
But now that we're older and we're still poor because we buy out-of-state tags now. But
I think we hunt harder than they did.
Yeah, definitely. But now we're hunting multiple states, and you're forced to learn the new areas, right? And you're not even guaranteed the same unit every year. So sometimes you have to learn a whole different unit all over again.
And you're not even guaranteed if you're going to see something either. That's just part of the game.
Yeah. But I will say that as a collective, like when I went and hunted with Chris in Montana, it really, really helps to have other people's experience help you. You know, like Chris knew the area really well. Matt Russell knew the area really well. I had never been there. If I had showed up out of the blue and was like, I'm going to hunt here and just had to figure it all out on my own, I would have had a lot less chance of getting, tagging something.
Well, another thing about like hunting a spot that you've known for many years and have hunted a long time is if you go into said place and you see something, you have a pretty good idea of where it's going.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Or if you jump something, and the deer run off and they go somewhere,
Yeah.
you have an idea, I know exactly where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never hunted there, you don't know where they're going. You might have a general idea.
Right.
But like in the past, like in the spot that we hunted for as kids, we pretty much knew if the deer are up there and we get them out of there, where are they going? We know exactly where they're going.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much how we hunted whitetail, was pushing them around.
And knowing how to make a play, too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is, like, if you know the terrain and you see something over there on the, a mile away.
You know how to get there.
You're like, oh, we'll just drop down to this road and shoot over there, and it'll be about 400 yards. If you've never been there, you're like, I have no idea how to get over there.
Yeah, you could spend a whole day trying to get over to where there's at.
Yeah. So I think if you know anything about how to read a topo map, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's reading topo, and a lot of it's just like being able to read a map. And that's how I find new
Know what
areas.
you're getting yourself into.
I got a
Big
whole
time.
tote of paper maps with my hunting gear in there.
The old school way.
And with
Pretty crazy how
you know,
things are now.
And it's just marked up all over the place from like
We're all spoiled.
2000.
We didn't have any of that shit back in the day.
Yeah, like
Nope.
2003, I think. I got marks on there. From.
I think it was funny. It was like, if you ever get lost, just shoot 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's like, are you shooting? Yeah, I've shot my whole box of shells.
Could you imagine? Dude, I don't even know if any, could you imagine, the younger generation of hunters coming up? If they heard 3 shots, I don't even think they would even think anything of it.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Heck, I've heard 3 shots lots of times.
Yeah.
I've fired 3 shots at deer before.
Yeah, exactly.
Never had anyone walk on me, are you need help?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, back when me and Chris started hunting, everything was like, if you wanted a map and to know what an area was, you would have to there was 2 ways to do it. One was the oldest school. The very first time I ever got a map, I actually went into the Forest Service, and they had little map sections of certain sections and units, and you could buy a map section, like an actual map, like a physical roll up treasure map.
Those
the
are
Metzger
probably
maps?
Those
Yes.
are probably the most accurate. Back
I got a
then.
bunch of Metzger maps still.
Yep. And then a little thing came along called National Geographic, and they had a computer program that had the topo and everything on it, and you could print out on your computer a section. This was right when the internet started coming out, and printers were
Dude.
it was a whole thing. I had a shitload of those too.
Oh, yeah.
And print them out. Or you could go I can't remember if I would print them out or if I would order them. That was somehow, and then I would have them laminated. And I had all these laminated maps, because if you get a paper map from the Forest Service and
Oh,
you're out
dude.
in the shit,
Yeah.
you pull it out and you're
Yeah, you
oh,
know
and then
your
it's
stuff's gonna
ruined
get
in
wet.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I started laminating maps so that I could pull them out, and dude, completely different. I don't know if any of these kids could read maps, anymore.
Dude, do you remember your first handheld GPS you got?
Yeah.
I still have mine. It's
So
an
do
old-
I.
It's an old Garmin.
Okay.
I had
yeah.
an old Garmin too.
Oh, dude, it was so rad. I was like, dude, I could go anywhere with this thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, literally.
The best was it the one that you could if there was another person that had one, you could ping your location to.
Oh,
them?
I'm talking way before the
Oh,
rhinos
okay.
stuff.
Before the rhino.
Before the
Yeah.
rhinos. Okay.
I have 2 rhinos, but I still have my old
Your
school.
old
yeah.
original.
Yeah.
Garmin.
Play your cards right. I'll show you, Doug.
Dude, I remember that was a game changer, because
I've
there
had-
was no such thing as a cell phone that you could go, where's my blue dot at?
Right, yeah.
Like,
No, an old man's told me stories how, like, going to places new, he was, stringing trees with toilet paper just to remember how the hell he got in and out of places,
dude, yeah.
you know.
Marking tape.
He said he was with a group. This was it was his business partner. This was like the first time he had learned how to hunt, and he was out there elk hunting, and I think there was snow on the ground. I think it was like one of the coldest elk seasons ever. I mean, it was like below freezing with like 2 feet of snow on the ground. Blizzard came through, and they were out, and they had mules, and they made just like, I think they were going to get an elk, and they ran into this guy that was lost, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm so lost. I don't know where the road is." And apparently this place has a road all the way around it. So it's like, if you're going downhill, you're going to find the road. So they tell him, "Okay, well, we just came back from the road, like with mules in snow. Like, our trail is pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
Just follow the trail of that, and it'll take you right to the road." Okay. So they deal with the elk. And this is like hours later, right? They're coming back out. They run into this guy again.
What?
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you guys. I've been lost." Apparently this guy, like, burned his tag to, like, start a fire, too.
Shut up.
Yeah. True story.
Dude.
This guy was so lost, and then it got to a point where I think they helped. They're like, "All right, just follow us." And they got back to wherever, and the guy's like, "I'm never doing this again," and threw his gun. And I guess my dad's partner is his response. "You gonna keep that scope?" Guy just left. I was like, could you imagine?
Dude.
Just imagine never have
You
done it,
don't have
though.
any technology.
Yeah, there's
back
no
then.
technology. If you don't know how to read a compass, you're pretty much screwed.
Or if you can't handle stress, because I'm sure both you boys have been lost before. When you get lost, dude, there's a feeling that comes over you. You're like, shit, man.
The only time I was ever lost was with my dad when I was a I was like 13.
Well, that doesn't
no,
surprise me.
I wasn't even 13. I was
That
probably
doesn't
12.
surprise me. Your dad wasn't always the best
I've
with
never
direction.
actually gotten lost hunting ever, and I've gone in
really
deeper than deep. I have like a built-in like compass in my mind.
Oh, dude.
When I'm hunting.
I got turned around one time, and I remember I was elk hunting in eastern Washington, and it was like, had my bow, and I'm going, and I saw some elk, and I start chasing these elk, and I went over like 2 ridges, and I was like, didn't get an elk, and I'm like, son of a bitch, starting to get dark. It's like, oh shit, I should start getting back. And like, you know how like you think ridges run perfectly, you know, oh, it's a perfect, you know, hog's back. No, and it goes this way and this way and this way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I went down to the bottom, and I got stuck on the thickest of shit, and I was like, where the fuck is the road at, dude? And I was still like, I was 2 more ridges over, because the ridge split, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, had multiple fingers running
Multiple fingers, yeah. And so I'm down at the bottom, and I was just like, dude, it's now it's dark. I'm in the thickest of thick, and I was like, okay, stay calm. Don't freak out. It's fine. It is what it is, you know.
I think that's the biggest thing.
You're not going to die. Just figure out, you know, it was this general direction, you know. And I kind of knew the area, but I didn't really know the area, you know. I was hunting with a buddy, and it was a place where we just kind of like randomly went to, and finally found my way back to the road. And he's like, "Dude, where have you been?" I was like, "Fuck, dude, I was lost as shit."
Well, some people are pretty good, and then there's some people that are just like, "Jesus, take the wheel."
Well, I think that's like what Chris is saying. Like, a lot of people, they start to get that feeling, and I've only had that feeling maybe once, where I've actually started to like, oh my gosh, and that was with my dad. And then I didn't realize how lost we were until it was freaking midnight, and we were walking the highway, and we were like 20 miles away from where we were supposed to be, because we ended up on a different highway. And then we had to get some drunk old man to give us a ride back to our camp, which was like 20 miles away.
Oh, dude, I would feel so good if I was on a highway, though.
Oh, dude, we got to the highway, and then it was like, my dad's like, I don't even think he figured out where the fuck we were until the guy picked us up, because we're just walking down a freaking highway.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say a highway, in the middle of nowhere, it's a yellow line road.
It's just a 2-lane road in the middle of nowhere with no lights.
Yeah.
And you're just like, my dad doesn't even know
where
we're
You don't
at.
even know you're on a highway.
He thought we were on a different highway.
Oh, dude.
And then we were on the backside of a different, popped out some completely different. But
So
as
be very thankful we have GPS and
yeah,
all this stuff.
nowadays it's really hard to get lost unless you're like your phone dies, you don't know where you're at somehow, and then like a bunch of weird stuff happens. It's almost impossible to get lost.
I
nowadays.
think that's a really good point, though, just because people rely on their cell phones too much. So if you fall and break your cell phone, or if it runs out of battery, you should always have a backup. You know.
Yeah.
I
know I always don't, but
still keep track of where you're at.
Most of the places that I go to nowadays, I've been to before. You know, I got to be very cautious, obviously, in places that you've never been.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of always bringing too much shit with me too. Like I have like 3 different ways to start a fire.
Yep.
I got my emergency blanket. I usually have too much water. Obviously, too many granola bars and snacks. Like snacks.
Weight becomes an issue.
Yeah, but it's good to have all the stuff. Just in case. You know.
Yeah. I carried a hatchet, and Jim looked at me. He's like, "Why the hell are you carrying a hatchet?"
Yeah, I did.
Well, it dug out a bed for me awfully well.
Like, Doug, we're supposed to be going light, and you brought a hatchet?
Dude, my Fisker's hatchet's pretty light, dude.
That's pretty much what I had.
Yeah.
It was a little Gerber. It was like,
I love that thing, dude. Yeah.
I feel like if you're a new hunter who's never had to rely on anything but a cell phone for like navigating yourself in the woods, you should probably take a little bit of time at some point and learn how to, one, read a compass. Just even if you don't have a compass, just being able to know, like, keep in your mind a true north, south, east, west. Even if you think you know, like, just always, that's my biggest thing is, like, whenever I go into an area, and this is something I do just, like, subconsciously now, I am always in my head keeping track of what I think north, south, east, west is. And I don't, like, it doesn't cross my mind as like a thought. It's just something that I'm subconsciously, that's north, that's south, that's east, that's west. And I'm just constantly doing that. And 90% of the time you could ask me at any point, where's north, south, east, west? And I would be able to tell you. But if you're just like wandering around and you're focused on the hunt and you're not ever thinking about that, I could see how you could get really turned around really quickly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that you can get turned around really easy. Everything looks the same.
Well, just knowing, like, your area as far as, like, okay, 2 miles south of me is a road that runs east and west, you know, and if I just walk south, I know eventually I'll hit a road if I'm in the general direction. But I mean, I've been in Montana. I've multiple times I've been caught in 100% whiteout blizzards. I'm talking 3 feet in front of you cannot see.
That's really scary stuff.
And the very first bull elk I shot over there, no electronics. Right? But I knew to the south was a road. I came out like 2 miles to the west on this road. I was way the fuck off.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't have shit for gear. I was dragging, I'm trying to remember how, like half the elk was left. And I'm dragging it on a blue tarp behind me in the snow in a complete whiteout blizzard. But I was like, if I just keep going south, I know I'll hit the road. I mean, dude, I could not see anything. And came out, finally when I hit the road, I was like, fuck, where am I at?
I mean, that's pretty good. You know, that's a good sense of direction. A lot of people, they'll do that for hours and never even get to the road.
Dude, it sucked.
Yeah, parallel it for a while.
Yeah, because it had a jog in it, you know. It was like, it went north and south for a little bit, and so, like, I got caught over to the right, and then I was just like, oh, shit. And, you know, you're dog tired because you're worrying too, right? It's like, shit, I can only see a couple feet. You know, don't sweat too much because it's snowing. You know, and all these things are going through my mind. Like, all right, you know, keep your heart rate low. Don't, you know, it is what it is.
Don't overdo it. Don't sweat.
Because you can't see anything.
Yeah.
There's no sun. There's no, but I'm just like, I'm pretty sure this is south. I'm just going to keep going, dragging this heavy-ass blue tarp like a hobo.
Yeah.
And old Dan Warren came and picked me up in his Ford F-350 four-door.
Nice. Was that like down by like a main road?
It was, you know, that where we were hunting that north road. It was on the north road, so I was north of the north road in all those dunes.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I chased those elk over like 3-4 dunes. So I was probably 2 miles north at least. So I'm like because I was like, because I didn't want to go up and over the dunes, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'll try and weave in and out, but I was like, God, I can't do that because now I'm losing. Like you kind of when you can't see that far, you kind of lose it. And I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna power through, dude. I just have a feeling this is the way I should go.
Yeah.
And here I
Yeah.
go.
I can see how those are the kind of things that you can get lost in. It's really hard to get lost on like a slope when you know that there's like a road below
Right.
or above. But when you're on flat ground, that's where it's the hardest, like, to navigate because it's easy. You just you can easily just like kind of
Veer off a little bit.
you veer off a little bit.
If
and
you
then,
can't see a landmark, you're screwed. You know? Like, yeah, when you get in those blizzard whiteouts, dude, like, ugh, it's, ugh. That's like my least favorite condition to be caught in.
Yeah.
Give me rain and thunderstorms and all that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, a blizzard is no joke. And that's why it's so important if you're doing that kind of hunting, especially late season hunting, to have stuff in your pack that you can be ready for an emergency if you had to be.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like nowadays, I always carry around one of those hunter tarps.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case, you know, like you get caught in a blizzard somewhere and you can't get shelter and you can't get warm, that's recipe for freaking death.
Dude, that thing stays. That Montana Hunter Tarp
Yeah.
stays in my backpack. Doesn't come out for nothing.
Right.
You know, I have like that emergency space blanket, which is a little tiny,
yeah,
right?
it's like this big. I mean,
But
it weighs
the
like 3 ounces.
The problem is I'm probably going to rip that or tear that. It's not a good for an outer layer. So if you could get something between the elements and you, and then if you wrap yourself in a space bag, you're going to be fine. You know?
Yeah, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then something to make a fire.
Yeah, always something to make a fire. And have 2 ways to make a fire. Just like if you have a lighter and maybe some matches or 2 lighters in case like something happens, like maybe your lighter got left on in the thing and runs out,
Or it gets all wet.
or it gets completely soaked or it just doesn't work.
That
Yeah.
happens.
Then you have a second way to start a fire because that's life or death.
I got matches. I have a regular lighter, and then I have like a windproof lighter, and then I have these little like tufts of cotton, like these twisted cotton things to start fires.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought some of that fire putty. Have you guys seen that shit?
Oh yeah,
Dude, I got some. That's good shit, dude.
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I need to upgrade my fire starter stuff. I know when we were over in Montana, we were pulling stuff out that we've had in our bags for like 20 years. These little fire sticks that.
They're like dried out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
We're taking like a whole pack of them to start a fire when you're only supposed to use like a little chunk of it. You know.
the best thing to use if you're just in a bind and you got to throw something together really quick and you don't have time to order something from Amazon or whatever is just take a thing of cotton balls or something and just rub a bunch of Vaseline on them and throw them in a Ziploc bag.
Oh yeah.
They weigh nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you got a little bag full of Vaseline cotton balls, dude. Those Vaseline goes up like that and it burns for a while.
And good to shove up your nose in Montana when there's no moisture in the air because I start getting bloody noses. Pro tip. Vaseline your nose, boys. I know it's silly as it sounds.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
Pro tip, by the way.
Pro tip.
Start your fire and keep your nose wet.
So let's circle back about what we were talking about with hunting the new areas versus going, to places that you know.
I always have a plan A, a plan B, and then a plan C. And usually my plan C is a new area that I probably haven't been to or I want to check out. I'll have my number one where it's like, I have this in my head. I'm going to kill a deer or a bear or whatever there. And then I'll have a spot that I'm like, we could maybe, get it done there. And then I'm like, I don't know. This is a new area, but I'd like to check it out.
Mm.
So going into a hunt with your plan, for me, I've always been a plan A, plan B, plan C kind of guy. I like to have options, because not everything works out.
You like to know your chances. Like, your chances are pretty good in this spot specifically.
Yeah. And those are usually areas that you've had success there before, but it doesn't always work out.
Mm-hmm.
You
got to pivot.
I do like finding new areas, though.
Me too.
I'm the classic, what's over that next ridge?
Mm-hmm.
And then I get over the next ridge and I'll be like, I wonder what's over that next ridge.
Yep.
And then bang, critter, bear, elk, deer, whatever you're hunting.
Yep. And then you're like, dang,
And then
I'm
you're
really
10
far
miles
away
into the
now.
shell.
Yeah. And it happens. It happens, boys, and that's why I carry all that shit in my backpack.
Yep.
Be ready for anything.
You
Yep.
get one down and you got to deal with it. And sometimes weather can roll in or you get stuck there longer than you wanted to. And
Carry extra shit. Don't skip leg day.
yeah, carry the extra stuff.
Don't
Make
skip
sure-
leg day.
Make sure you're prepared for. Here's the other thing too. A lot of people don't think about this or prepare like this, but people go out to hunt and kill something, but they don't bring everything that they don't plan to actually kill something. Like
Right.
they don't have all the stuff that they need.
Oh, I left my game bags in the
Yeah.
truck.
Oh, I left my game bags are in the truck, or I left my pack board. I only have my day pack on.
Right.
I don't use anything I can't pack meat with anymore.
Dude.
I
no.
do not. It's dumb. If you have a little day pack that you like to
The
use,
only time
whatever.
we ever do that is if we're going to go like a couple hundred yards from the truck.
yeah, or if
You know,
you're
that's as
hunting
far as
out of
you're
your
gonna
truck.
go.
But I always have a pack that I can pack meat with.
Yeah.
Dude, my day pack is a 7,200
Yeah.
cubic
I think
inch
we've
Kuiu.
learned.
Like, I literally, that's the only pack I use now, is that 7,200.
Yeah.
I don't care
I
how
think
far
the
I'm
last
going.
time you ever did that was when you shot what'd you name that bear?
Oh, the one over by the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what we named it. Did we name that bear?
Yeah, what the fuck did you name it? You named it something after that movie The Brave.
What?
That
Oh,
cartoon.
gosh, it'll come to me later. Yeah,
You girls.
I forgot
So
about that.
I show up to the cabin and I'm like, what's going on? My dad-
Mardu.
Mardu, yeah. And
They shot
like,
Mardu.
oh yeah, they went out there and I don't know if I think they shot or no, Heartsocket came back already and said that they had shot someone or something had happened. Someone came over the ridge and freaking James and everyone else comes over. James is holding the bear like this with like half of it draped over his shoulder and been packing this thing for miles.
Oh.
So it was a big bear, like a really big bear. And it was one of those things where I was like, I'm just going to walk like from the cabin, dude. I'm just like, I'm just going to walk over here and check it out. And then it was like, well, let's go over here. I haven't checked over here. Well, all I had was my day pack.
I think
And-
all of you were like that.
Yeah.
None of
Devin
you
didn't
had
even
any.
have a pack. It was just me that had a pack.
Yeah.
And Devin was with me, and he had his bow, and I brought my rifle
Yeah.
because he had shot at a bear the day before. He didn't know if he had hit it. He scoped himself super bad, cut open his eye, had blood coming in his eye, dude. I thought he was like something happened because I heard a shot, and then I heard like a bunch of handgun shooting down below, and I thought, oh boy, something got Western over there.
Oh.
And then he comes back and he's got blood coming down his face. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I scoped myself.
Dude. Classic.
Didn't kill the bear. Well, anyways, we go over there looking, and we go up and we find this spot that I had wanted to check out because we were like halfway there. I'm like, why don't we just keep going so I can at least get eyes on the spot? And it was like the only time that I ever didn't bring like a meat packing pack. And sure as shit, shoot this giant bear over there. And then I'm like, there's no way that me and Devin are dealing with this on our own. There's no way. It's August. It's hot.
Oh, dude.
So it's like, I got to get to work on this now.
Dude, it was so hot.
And so I start working this bear, and I called Matt and his brother were both there that year. And I called him on the cell phone, and I was like, hey, dude, I need you guys to come over here. Bring whatever packs are in the cabin and come over here and help us get this bear out of here. So they hiked all the way over there, and they get over there, and I'm like, my gosh. Like, so we had, like, everyone took, there was 4 of us, and everyone took, I think the 3 guys packed all the meat, and then there was 3 packs.
So what happened was Matt came back first, but he had all of your guys' stuff.
He had all the stuff,
the guns,
and I think he had
all
a quarter.
the packs, and he might have had something in
He
his
had like
bag.
a hind quarter.
Yeah.
And then
But that's
Ryan
hilarious that
had 2
you guys
quarters.
had no guns.
Yeah.
You guys are just walking through the woods. Matt's
Oh,
got
dude, I was
4 guns on his shoulders,
dying.
packing everything back.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and then it came down, and like everyone took all the meat, and I had the hide and head, which weighed a ton, dude. It was like a 400-pound bear.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just like carrying this big melon head across the hillside, and I'm just
I think you were carrying the hide like this, and you had the head draped over your shoulder.
yeah, it was a nightmare. Totally safe too. Don't ever do that. I don't think I even had orange on. Just like this bear's like draped over me.
Dude.
But the luckily, I mean, it was the middle of the day in the middle of nowhere, right by my place, so it wasn't a big deal. But always have a way to deal with the animal with you at all times.
Were you guys Boy Scouts?
No.
We were Royal Rangers.
Royal Rangers, dude. Ready for anything.
I was a Weeblo, and then a Cub Scout, and then a Boy Scout.
A
Yeah,
Weeblo?
We didn't,
A
believe,
Weeblo,
we didn't
yeah.
believe in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, so it was be prepared, and I try and be prepared because man, I don't like being.
So be prepared, and our motto was ready for anything.
Really.
I didn't even know we had a motto.
Yeah, it was ready for anything. Ready
I think
to
we said that every
work-
day, and I don't remember that
work,
shit.
play, serve, obey.
That was the motto with you.
You're funny, Chris.
Classic, Doug.
What's
So-
the motto with you?
I think back to the original question, you should always check out new ground. I think
Always.
it's
Yeah.
good for you. I
Just
think
prepare yourself before you go in there.
honestly because I feel like I don't have enough time anymore, and I wish I had more time to go check out new spots because I have these youngins that are getting to hunting age now that I would love to take hunting. And when you take someone to a new spot, you can give these kids this spot, right?
Yeah.
And make it their own, because like the old spots that I have are like someone, probably brought me there. Like say James brought me to a spot. Well, I can't bring a kid to a spot and be like, hey, this is your spot now. It's not the way it works, dude.
No.
You don't do that.
No.
So go explore new spots, give them to kids, onwards and upwards.
Yeah, pass them
You
on.
got to get out there.
Next question. I'm on fire.
Okay, let's look and see what we got here. I really appreciate people
I like the questions.
sending these in because it's it's good stuff.
We're going to talk about cans too here in a minute, but yes.
Emery wanted to know about bringing boneless meat across state lines back and forth into Washington and the rules for it. So
Is that the
Well,
Emery?
that's Emery from TNT Wild Game.
What's up, girl?
Jeez. Hey,
Well,
Emery.
that kind of entails with the whole CWD laws, which, I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many controversial things about that's going on right now even.
some of that's happening in our own state now. So in some of the 100 units, and
I think it's all the 100 units.
I don't know if it's all of it's definitely
No,
a handful.
It was specific because I remember looking at it and it had like
A list.
a couple listed off. So when
Yeah.
I was deer hunting for my tag in the fall here, I was like, well, shit, because I'm right next door, right?
Yeah.
And so I was looking to make sure, dude, do I have to bone this thing out here?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to, because I wanted to hang it, right?
Yeah.
Which luckily I didn't have to bone it because we flip flopped them.
Yeah.
But there was just a couple units, and they were specifically noted that if you shot a whitetail, you had to bone said whitetail out, and that includes all your meat. And if you want the skull, unfortunately, you have to skull plate it or somehow basically
Boil it on the spot.
boil it on the spot, which
Yeah.
is kind of like if you guys are Euro guys, I know Renell is a Euro guy because he doesn't know how to like this stuff. He's a bitch. I would say be prepared because I don't Euro stuff typically. So it's easy for me. I always bring a saw with me. I'm ready to skull plate stuff and clean it out and carve all the junk off. But you have to have 0 bone marrow and 0 brain material. So you can have it the antlers with the skull plate, but the meat can have no bones.
Yeah. And anything coming from state lines from Montana nowadays
Yep.
has to be boned out. So you have to, if you're transporting any meat from Montana, parts of Idaho, I believe now,
Yeah.
and I believe Wyoming, maybe.
I'm not sure. I know that there's a ton of, like, if you hunt the eastern states, you're not allowed to transport over state lines because they have,
I don't understand
DHD and whatever.
how the CWD gets transmitted because you're transporting.
They
It
just
can-
don't
with
want
bones,
any
like-
chance of anything.
I think it can be in the
I
bone
think
marrow and the brain material. Is
I think they're just being over. I mean, there's so many people that have like basically said like it doesn't transmit to humans. So what the hell are we worried about?
I don't know. With my luck, Doug, I'm the one who's gonna get it.
I've heard that too, and I know for a fact that a lot of people have probably eaten deer that have CWD,
Yeah.
100%.
and it hasn't affected people that we know.
But
Then again, I don't like to eat diseased animals, so
Yeah, right.
I know how many deer die like on the East Coast, and to be honest, I don't want that shit in our state. Like I know that we have it in some parts, but like I don't want our whitetail herds completely. Like, case in point, I went to Loomis for my Sin Lehican deer tag. Super excited. We know a guy who had got drawn for that tag the year before. I show up, whatever 18 years of points or however many years of points I had, and there's no deer. There's no freaking deer. And the guy before was like, no, in the valley there's like 500 deer. You just go there in the evening. There'll be deer everywhere. I go in there in the evening, there's like 10 deer. I'm like, this is bullshit. And then you go and talk with the general store, and they're like, oh, no. Yeah, blue tongue came through, wiped out all deer. I'm like, what? Nothing from Fish and Game. Thanks, guys. You dicks. But I feel like I understand why they say, we don't want to transport some stuff like whatever it is, the prions last like a gajillion years in the soil, and it can live and affect everybody. And I don't want that. I don't want it to spread. But at the same time, like, there's some people, unfortunately, who are not going to abide by the laws, and they're going to do whatever they want. So maybe they're going to spread it either way. But guys like us, I may talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, I ain't breaking the law, dude. Like, it's not my style. So luckily, all of us know how to easily bone out a deer and skull-plate a deer. But if you don't, you guys need to,
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, prepare yourself. Know somebody who knows how to do this. Shadow them, YouTube it, whatever, and figure it out. Because, we know a guy who got busted for some wildlife stuff, and they are throwing the freaking book at this guy right now. And
good guy too.
he's a good dude.
He just made a bad choice.
He made a couple bad mistakes. He made some bad choices, which everyone does. Nobody's perfect. But holy shit, they were throwing the book at him. So, mind your P's and Q's. If you don't know how to do something, ask or Google it, and abide by the rules, because otherwise they will smash your dick in a waffle iron. And that is a fact. Doug may have to cut that one out.
Out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
That's staying in.
Oh,
Fuck
that's hilarious.
Uh,
Yeah, they're when we were younger, we didn't have to really worry about too much of that. You could bring whole animals back from Montana and stuff. And
dude, that stuff didn't exist when we were.
no, and now it's like, I feel like if you got caught bringing, like, if you're just one of those guys like, I'm going to do what I want anyway, I feel like you could get yourself in some pretty big trouble.
Dude, some big trouble.
Because, they don't take that lightly now.
No.
And no one wants to deal with that.
And pro tip, if you're going to take it to Emery, a TNT wild game on Camano Island, you better, number one, have clean meat, because you have a speck of dirt on that. John
Or hair.
will pull the waffle iron
Or
out.
hair.
Or hair. The waffle, he's got a commercial waffle iron. He will pull that out. And number two, if you have bones, they can't take it because they can't discard the bones. So just be aware of that. Don't do that to them. That's a dick thing to do. So just know.
If you show up there to your local butcher, it doesn't have to be specifically there, anywhere, and you have a animal from an area that is required to have it deboned, they will not take it.
They can't.
They can't legally. They
Yeah.
can get themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
So do the right thing, especially if you're trying to take it in somewhere.
Yeah.
And make sure it's deboned.
Pro tip.
Pro tip, by the way.
Be better.
Learn
Be
how to
better.
break down an animal.
Yeah.
Should we do one more? Or?
Yeah, let's do one more and then let's talk about cans.
Yeah, let's make it quick because I'm gonna have to pee here pretty soon. That's a whole process.
Doug, do you need to wheel out, or do you need me to hold it for you? Or
Just get me a bottle.
Let's just do this one. Idaho public land deer hunting.
oh yeah,
There is a lot of public land in Idaho.
there's a lot of public land.
It is a public land rich area. There's a lot of opportunity for multiple species, mule deer hunting and whitetail hunting. Now, getting a tag nowadays is pretty tough, especially now that they're on the draws.
It's just like Montana. It's a draw system. You got to put in, and yeah, it's not. Hunting's getting tough.
There's still a lot of really good deer hunting there.
I think
great deer hunting.
getting tough just about anywhere you go.
It's
not easy.
I would say do your research on the areas that you're putting in for, because you got to have a plan.
You know,
an A, B, C, and D plan.
This pairs in perfectly with we're not sponsored by. We got a lot of great sponsors. We're not sponsored by Onyx, but we all use Onyx. I'm a huge fan of Onyx. It works very, very well. Their maps are incredible. If you don't have Onyx, you can comment on this video here, and we're going to give away a couple of Onyx subscriptions.
Okay.
We got a couple from Howl from the function that we did. We did a fundraiser for Howl, and they gave us some of those, and we're going to give them away to some people. So
okay.
So comment on this
First
video.
come, first serve.
That's
yeah.
right.
I don't know. Comment whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Comment waffle iron.
It's got to be.
There's going to be 10,000 waffle irons on there.
Jim. Gotta say something about the show. To prove that you actually paid attention.
Smash that subscribe button. Like, follow. Or whatever they do on the internet. I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some diehard fans that listen to every single podcast. It's funny, some of the comments that we get.
If you listen to this and you guys don't have an Onyx subscription, let us know. We'll get you a year of elite membership.
Is it an elite?
I think there's some elite ones in there, isn't it?
Is there really?
I think so.
Hot commodity there.
Elites are like $100, dude.
So
keep those for ourselves.
If you don't know what the elite membership is,
Screw the followers.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
It's all 50 states, so you can pull them all in and
yeah. And that's expensive. It's like $100. I pay $110 a year, or
yeah,
$100 a year, or
it's
something
pretty
like
rad.
that. Yeah. The what was it? Someone left a comment on the last video that they just found the podcasts and they've been binge listening to it.
Oh yeah.
So,
I apologize.
No, it obviously means it's good if they've been binging it.
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm binging.
Oh.
That's what we
Coors
want.
Lights.
We got lots of episodes out there.
Leave
so.
it to Hartsock.
Oh.
He said the movie we were talking about with the booby traps and the spikes sticking up was Rescuers Down Under.
Oh yeah. I finally remembered what movie you were talking about.
Hartsock comments on the internet?
With the two mice.
Or is it through his wife?
I don't know. Yeah, there was the mice.
The two mice are the talking mice, and they're like the rescuers. Yeah.
They're the rescuers, and then the little boy ends up riding the golden eagle.
Yeah.
I feel like whoever made that movie was on peyote. It's like, what kid is getting on a golden eagle?
The golden eagle is huge, dude.
It was, dude. I wanted to ride that golden eagle when I was a kid.
The guy's truck that he had, the half track.
Yeah. Dude, he's just driving through the jungle and,
Yeah.
like, poaching all the animals
Yeah.
and had all the spike things and stuff. Yeah.
It took me a minute. When you were talking about
They
that
had a
movie,
Komodo
I'm like,
dragon
what are you
in a pen,
talking
remember?
about? But then I finally remembered it after I got home.
They had that pet Komodo dragon.
I'm pretty sure I have that movie.
Of
I
course.
had it as a kid. I watched it many times.
I'm pretty sure I watched it at your house all the time.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was shocked you didn't know what I was talking about. You fallen
Not
into
at the
booby
time,
traps.
but I do. I know exactly what movie you're talking about now.
You kids.
Comment Rescuers Down Under for an elite membership.
So, before Doug's got to go pee, I want to talk about cans real quick. So, if you live in Washington State, which I'm guessing a lot of you guys do, anywhere after the 1st of January, the NFA tax stamp, $200 tax stamp went away. So cans are technically $200 cheaper right now. There's a lot of legislature trying to be pushed through, like there's sub ladies trying to push like a $4,000 tax stamp now. Some Democrat lady. There's a bunch of, obviously the Democrats don't like it, but
What Democrat doesn't like anything?
I know. I have zero proof of this, but I've heard whispers of, obviously Bob Ferguson is my most favorite person, and I've heard that he wants to basically ban all guns in Washington, which probably means he wants to ban cans as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he is too busy with all of the illegal Somali daycares in Washington State that he doesn't have time to deal with this.
What you talking about? Didn't you hear the Seattle mayor?
Oh yeah, they're not going to investigate.
They're not doing shit.
All right,
back on the
continue-
cans.
Continue on.
So potentially they may ban cans. I don't know, but I would say that if you do not have a silencer,
Get one now.
you don't. Well, to be honest, you don't know what you're missing. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I mean, you guys are new can owners, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a scale
Dude.
of 1 to 10.
Awesome.
Game changer.
Yeah.
It adds so much more to your hunt in the fact of I hunted so many years with either a break on or just a loud gun, and always it became part of my every year routine that I knew that when I let that round rip, I was going to have a day of tinnitus, just and I don't have that. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to freak out. I don't have to worry about trying to shove my earplugs in. I don't have to do any of that. So it's awesome. And I can rip multiple rounds without doing permanent damage to my hearing.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to shoot 3 or 4 rounds, I'm not worried about it.
There's two huge benefits. Obviously, the one being hearing, because I have permanent hearing loss. I've been tested. I did a UW thing. I had some medical stuff going on, and the lady came out and she goes, "Oh, so you're right-handed and you shoot guns a lot." And I go, "What are you talking about?" Because it's in Seattle at UW. I'm like, "Uh-oh." She's like, "No, I can tell you shoot guns because you're deaf and all of these tones in your left ear." And I was like, "Oh, shit. That's not good." So started getting cans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So number one, it's going to help your hearing because it makes it hearing safe. Number
Yep.
two, it will drastically reduce any poor shooting flinch that you may have. It's subconscious. A lot of people don't know, but you're not. A lot of times you won't flinch from the recoil. You're going to flinch from that noise because it's so loud, especially if you have a brake on, which eats up that recoil, but then it increases the noise to your shooter's ear. So having it is
Subconscious for sure.
100%, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So you can rip multiple rounds, like you're saying. Your follow-up shots are going to be faster. A can will eat up recoil, but it eats up sound, and you're not getting that flinch because holy shit, this thing is loud.
Right.
So
It used to always be in my head, especially when I'd shoot my 28 nozzler with a brake on it,
oh yeah, dude.
and you're just like, here it comes.
And you're getting ready to pull the trigger, and you're like,
Oh, I don't have time to put in hear protection.
It makes you a better shot, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does for sure.
So get a can. We're running the Kovics 30 cal cans and the 223 556 cans right now. There's a lot of different cans out there. I feel like there's can specifics. If I had to break them down, there's probably there's rifle cans and pistol cans, right? So there's cans that you run with a piston, and there's fixed cans like that you would run on a rifle. There's subcategories there. There's like cans for ARs where they have gas. It's almost like a muzzle brake on the front or a flow-through design to where you're not getting a bunch of gas back in your face if you're shooting an AR, if you're going to shoot high-volume AR rounds, or like what we have precision rifle cans, right? So the Kovics cans fits our need perfectly because we're shooting precision long-range guns. So I feel like if you guys have questions, you can, again, comment on this video or ask us questions. But I think that getting a can for any of your guns, whether it be a handgun, an AR, your long-range bolt gun, any of them, your shotgun, you can't go wrong.
No, I think it's a great idea for anybody now, and it's so easy to do now compared to what even a couple years ago. You had that huge long waiting period.
Yeah.
It's not that long anymore. What did we wait, a month, if that?
I think it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
I know my dad was telling me it took him like over a year to get his first one.
A lot of them were 14 months, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
That's
period
crazy.
of time where it was almost 2 years,
Yeah.
like
So-
a year and a half.
Reduced sound to the shooter's ear, right? It's going to make it quieter. It's going to reduce the recoil. So it's different cans will have different recoil reductions, but it's like a muzzle brake. You don't get the percussion. So a very effective muzzle brake will push the gas back in your face from any gun. Like if you guys have ever shot a big 50 BMG, I mean, it'll like blow, sandblast your eyeballs. So you don't get that with the silencer. And I feel like it just makes it more enjoyable all around. Like, I love shooting my guns with cans on them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Doesn't matter if they're big recoil cans or big recoil guns or my 22s. Like, I think everybody should have cans, so buy some cans.
Well, and if you have multiple deer rifles or a deer rifle, an elk rifle, bear rifle, whatever, and you have a threaded barrel, you
Yeah.
can just swap a can from gun
Yeah.
to gun if
Yeah.
you want.
And typically, they're universal threads. It's a half 28 or 5/8 24. Half of the stuff we do in the gun shop now is thread and barrel. So if you have an old hunting gun, a guy from the Howell banquet just brought his 7 Rem mag in, so we're gonna cut and thread that. But we can cut barrels down too, because obviously the silencer is going to add length to it. Like the Kovacs cans we're running are 6 inches. I mean, they only weigh like 8 ounces. It's half a pound.
Super light.
So getting a can like don't get me wrong, there's cans that weigh pounds and pounds and pounds, but you can get a light can. You can cut your barrel down. Legally, you can cut it down to 16 inches. So if you're worried about that extra length, that's always an option as well. You can cut your barrel length down. So I feel like James and Doug and I talk about this all the time as far as like cans and barrel lengths and cartridges. If you guys have questions, shoot us an email or something on the YouTubes or Instagrams.
Or comment on our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Doug's usually pretty good about reading those and then asking you if he doesn't know.
Yeah, and we can help you guys out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just throw a response up there if I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Which a lot of times, they're gun questions, so it's like I send it over to Chris and he sends me a response and I put it up on the YouTube, so we get the best response that we can have for that question.
Yeah, I'm here to help, and a lot of times I get questions. Maybe if I don't know, I'll ask James or Doug, and so I think we're a pretty good trio here. We can get all your questions answered. But I feel very strongly about the can thing. I am very worried that our child of a governor will try and ban those. So if you're in Washington State, you don't have to buy it through my gun shop. I don't give a shit. Just go buy it somewhere. Just go get a can while you still can. So
Kind of like,
Get a can while
if you
can.
didn't buy an AR a few years ago, you probably wish you did now.
Oh, man,
yeah, guess what? Banned.
Banned.
Yeah.
Banned.
Banned. Straight to jail.
Well, Doug, speaking of banned, should we ban ourselves from this podcast and
Yeah.
call it
We
a
probably
day?
should. Yeah. Well, with that, we appreciate everybody following along, and we'll get to questions if you guys have any. And until next time, stay humble and hunt hard.